would you like to get started on your next demo?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. So the next demo is actually coming from one of our customers, or people with production use cases for that. And as you can
I
see,
will
our team.
shout out before, just to give our tech some love. We do have some comments, even though we don't have questions. We have WASM is the future, and LLM is the water, and then just people are excited. I'm not the only one excited. So I just wanted to give them all a shout out before we move on to the next thing. So are you ready for me to share your screen again to do the next demo?
Yes, please.
All right.
Yeah. So I want to add that the large language model, you seen people play with it. You play with it on ChatGPT. That's all good. That's sometimes amazing. Try play it on your own machine. It is I think it's groundbreaking experience for a lot of people, because that's something that you can get your hands on. It's very it's like what I just did. That's my machine can suddenly talk. Can suddenly answer questions to me in a way that I feel very natural, right? So okay, so in the next demo, I'm gonna do something I think that is more advanced. It's a project called GaiaNet. GaiaNet is not just starting up a Llama Edge server like we showed just a couple minutes ago. It started a whole what they call agent, meaning that they have a fine-tuned model and a knowledge base. What does the knowledge base mean? So so as we know, one of the issues with large language model is that it hallucinates a lot. Say if it's make up facts and all that. So the knowledge base is a vector database that you created on your own, with your own grounding of the knowledge. So for instance, if you wanted to answer, question in a specific area, so we have, so they have someone to develop a chemistry bot that takes a chemistry textbook. So if you ask questions about chemical elements, it would have the facts, instead of hallucinate and try to make up an answer, right? So that's people call it the RAG approach. That's retrieval augment generation. So that's a whole thing in a large language model and the machine learning field, right? So it packages all this together into a single software package using WasmEdge, and then it allows you to do those AI inference using both a large language model and the knowledge base. So they also have a quick start, and their quick start is also very fast. There's one line of command to install it. It's a shell script, easy. And then you do init. In this init step, it's gonna go to download the model that you specified in your configuration, and then download the knowledge base you specified in the configuration, and then you can do start. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cheat and go directly to start, because I've done the first two steps already. Let me clear this first. And if I say GaiaNet start, actually let me show you the configuration first. So the configuration is quite easy. So it has a chat model, it has embedding model to compute the knowledge base, because the knowledge base is really text, but it needs to be represented in the vector format. To convert text to the vector format, you need another language model that does that to extract the meaning of the text. So there's a whole thing about it. So we wouldn't get into that. So then there's the knowledge base. The knowledge base is actually a Wikipedia page about Paris, right? So it knows about Paris. So we can have the entire French guidebook in there. So the Lonely Planets or Rick Steves. I just didn't have time to do that. But it's so I just took the easy route. I took the Wikipedia page, and so once.
So did you hand make the Wikipedia page snapshot? You did that yourself? Okay.
Yes. So we have GaiaNet has another tool that allow you to input a text file or a PDF file, and then it's chunks it into different paragraphs, and then turn each paragraph into a vector, and then save it into that vector database. So that snapshot is the vector representation of the Wikipedia page of Paris.
Cool.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then I just do GaiaNet.
I have another question. You said you're quote unquote cheating and skipping those first couple steps from the GitHub page. Are those steps time intensive steps?
The init. So this install step takes less than 3 minutes. And this init step, download the large language model, it could take some time if you are on a slow connection, because that's downloading a whole movie, right? That's HD movie is about 5 gigabytes. Yeah, that's so but once you download it, you can play it locally, which means you can do it on the airplane. You can chat with your model on the airplane all day long. That's what I do. That's yeah. So now you can see the when I say GaiaNet start, it does three things. It checks the configure.json, which is the one that I just showed you, and it's start a quadrant interface. Quadrant is a vector database. It's one of the other open source projects that we, we just it works with any vector database, but we just use Quadrant, right? So and we import the snapshot about Paris in there, and then it starts the LlamaEdge server, right? So you can see the command is considerably more complex because now it needs two models. It needs the large language model to chat, and then it needs another model to to do the vector embedding. So it also has parameters that for quadrants, for instance, which is the name of the vector collection, what's the search threshold, and stuff like that. It also has if you look at the WASM file is also slightly different. Instead of the LlamaEdge API server here, we call it RAG API server. Because the RAG, right? The retrieval argument generation. So it has additional logic in the API server, so that so that when you have an incoming request, it would know how to do the how to generate the prompt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the log, and then again I go to localhost 8080. Sorry, let me clear up this. So let me make it bigger. Okay, so you can see I go to another chat interface. That's also on my localhost, started by the RAG server. It has the branding of the GaiaNet and all that. If you are interested in running on your own, you feel free. So it has the model I have just selected. And so if I say this, if I ask the same question, where is Paris? Same question, same model. Okay, just now I was asking the same model, where is Paris? It gave one sentence reply, right? It's the reply was Paris is the capital of France in Western Europe. Now it gave me a lot more. It's speak in the tone of a tour guide. It's tells me interesting things about the city, right? If you come here to see what it did, is that now the prompt becomes this. Instead of just say your help assistant, where's Paris? It now have this whole paragraph of text that is the basis of the answer it come up with. This whole paragraph text is searched from the snapshot. So you can find this paragraph in Wikipedia. It's just in our local database, right? So you can so it supplements. That's the A in the RAG means. It's argument the text generation with additional context, with additional facts. Now we can say something that's maybe more interesting. Say, I am interested in museums. Can you recommend some? So I would expect it to come up with some museums in Paris. See, it knows Paris is the city of light, renowned for its cultural heritage and abundance of world-class museums. Let me suggest a few. Let's see what it suggests. Firstly, you can, so there's some issue with the UI. So it's actually getting all those text in real time. It just have problem keeping up displaying them. So so at the end it would dump all the text into the chat, but it's okay. So it talks about those better those museums in Paris I've been to. Those are I think those are pretty good suggestions. Then at the end we ask the same question. Plan me a one-day trip to those museums. Okay, so so if I do that's I can do the same thing for London. I can change the model to a Japanese fine-tuned model, so a Japanese person can ask where he or she should go to visit Paris, right? It will answer in Japanese instead of in English, although the source material could well be in English, right? So as you can see, it follows a conversation. That's the conversation is about Paris, so it does all this. It tells you where to eat. It skips 2 hours, an hour and a half for each museum, and it saves 30 minutes for you to go from museum to museum. So it's so this thing is actually I thought that's a large language model in LlamaEdge plus a knowledge base. And you can see with the knowledge base, you can actually run anything. We are running. So go back to our original case, we can feed it with the programming book on Rust. We can feed it with a knowledge base that built from code from our own repository, so that people can ask questions about our repository, can it review code based on our coding standard? So there's just with the knowledge base plus large language model, there's just so many things that open up. And I know we are probably short on time, but that's that's all I want to demo. That's where I think Llama Edge is great at. It's a really high performance inference framework that allows you to develop application like that, and also it's very lightweight, it's very fast, and more importantly, it's cross-platform. So the single WASM file, it doesn't matter, where you can compile it in any machine you want and deploy it on any machine you want using any cloud-native orchestration tools that you want to move those WASM files around and deploy them. So yeah.
And in any language you want. Like it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
it's wild.
yeah, exactly. So we just had Kotlin support in WASM, right? So people who come from the Java world, you can use Kotlin. So you can use Rust, C++, you can use Go, you can use JavaScript. Yeah. So there's all kinds of things that's feasible. Yeah.
This has been so much fun. I always have a nice time during these streams, but this one has been especially enlightening for me and just a blast. So thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and run this on your own computer. That's it's easy. It'll be even more fun. Yeah.